Hey guys, welcome back to the doremicom channel. I'm here with Solid Smurf. A lot of you have PM'd me regarding the excitement, woohoo, of the new Black Templar errata. We're going to put a link in the description below to where you can find the new Black Templar FAQ and all the errata changes. I'm here with Solid Smurf to kind of talk about our overall feeling about the new rule set, changes that were made, yada, yada, yada. Before we go too far, I think we should probably talk about what the actual changes are. What do you think, Smurf?
Sure.
Okay, so we're going to focus on Black Templar. We might have another episode focused in on the Dark Angels, because they too, in fact, a lot of Space Marine chapters got new FAQs, right? Or is it just...
in fact, all of them, I believe, everyone except for Grey Knights got something added in.
Okay. So let's talk. So some of the updates include that the combat shield for Black Templars, it's not a storm shield, gives a 6+ invul save instead of just 6+ invul in close combat. They got the storm shields giving them a 3+ invul save. The storm shield got more expensive because of that, because it went from just close combat to basically, you shoot at me, I still get my invul save. A lot of the things in here are really things that should have been explained in the core rule book, like the drop pod. If it falls off the table, you have to roll for mishap. The certain commanders and stuff can't be mounted on bikes. The Orb of Antioch now no longer allows you to roll to hit. It now is a scatter weapon from the get-go. The Power of the Machine Spirit now is the Power of the Machine Spirit that exists in the Space Marines Codex. In the old Black Templar, it basically meant if you were immobilized, you could still move 6 inches and fire a weapon. And now it's more about letting you fire an additional weapon at all times, and basically the same rule set that exists in the core Space Marine Codex. Smoke launchers now no longer reduce it from a penetrating hit to a glancing hit. It now confers the 4+ cover save. What else?
Stuff.
A lot of these are, kind of, and then there's a couple questions. And Typhoon Missile Launcher now has the firing 2 as opposed to firing 1, and it being twin linked, and it kind of bumped up a little bit of its potency.
Now, are assault cannons the same?
Assault cannons, I don't see any mention of them in this.
Okay. I mean, your assault cannons are the same as everyone else's assault cannons, right? Strength 6, AV4. Okay, just making sure.
So, and again, it changes the land speeder's Typhoon Missile Launcher, but again, it really wasn't a huge change. Oh, here's another big thing, which might actually mean that someone actually uses them. The shotguns are now strength 4, which now
game changing.
Well,
game changing.
Yeah, maybe not. But for a neophyte, now it makes sense for them to be packing them instead of a bolt pistol chainsword, potentially, because they're strength 3 to begin with. They're not going to be doing a lot in close combat unless they're going up against a big swarm of, Imperial Guard that are pretty much throwaway to begin with.
How? In close combat.
I don't know. They'd be doing okay, I guess, then, but not super good. So now that you guys know what the FAQ pretty much consists of, Smurf, do you want to give your initial impressions before I give mine?
I give it a thumbs up. I think this was a positive move for Games Workshop. Sorry, guys. I'm really sleepy right now.
Evil Evil Dore wasn't able to make it for the interview, or the discussion, so we brought Smurf in. Poor Smurf, fitting in when he's so tired.
I know, right? At first, I read this through, and I think it's a positive move. I still stand by that. Is it game-changing in the fact that Black Templar can now go toe-to-toe with Space Wolves and crush them into the ground? No.
Or stand on even par with them.
Right. I've been doing a little research about different opinions and whatnot, and the best way I've heard this put is that this is a Band-Aid on a head wound. It'll get you through for now, but you really need to go see a doctor about it. You know, for the Black Templar, this FAQ is definitely a Band-Aid. It's getting them, you know, through to the next codex. Is it worth, you know, dusting off your Black Templars if you put them in the closet? I don't know. That's up to you. But I think Black Templar players should definitely enjoy this. I think this is, you know, instead of carrying 500 pounds on your shoulders, you're only down to 200, you know.
Yeah, I kind of get the gist that, remember those codices that were 5th edition ready? You know, Chaos Space Marines were supposed to be 5th edition ready. They weren't a codex that got updated in 5th edition, but now they were 5th edition ready in 4th edition. I feel like this FAQ, in its greatest sense, makes the Black Templar half a step below standard Space Marines instead of a full step.
I agree.
You know, now when you go toe-to-toe with a Chaos Space Marine player and he's not playing Black Legion, some of these things might be useful. The other really good thing is now Black Templars can have a Tech Marine inside their vehicles repairing it as opposed to having to be on the outside of the vehicle. But it's not game changing. It basically, we've discussed this at length on this channel about how the codex escalation works. And so basically, right for that, you know, 5th edition codex, Space Marines comes out, and then a couple of others, and the progress has gone like this. This FAQ just basically goes, well, we're going to get you a half a step below the very first codex that came out in 5th edition, because it doesn't grant Space or Black Templar all the other cool things that the Space Marines have. But for some of the chapters that don't get super crazy cool, and I'm really kind of talking about Imperial Fists, that their commander's kind of like, you can re-roll bolter rolls if you're in the squad that's firing bolters. That's it. Whereas like you have, you know, Catan, who's like, every flame template, you know, is twin linked, and you know.
You mean Vulcan?
Or Vulcan Hastan? That's right, man.
Catan.
Catan.
That's a Necron.
That's a Necron thing.
Yep.
That tells you where I'm at right now mentally with this FAQ. Seriously. No, so I mean, you know, was it good that they did it? Yeah, I guess. I mean, but it's still one of those things where, and here's the crazy thing. I'm not super excited about this FAQ, but I wish every army was at this level as opposed to the psycho level that they're pushing for. And again, I go back to that whole thing. I'm like, eventually Games Workshop is not going to be able to play 40K on a 6-sided die.
Yep.
And
it's going to have to be a D10.
Yeah. And I don't think anyone wants to go there. I don't want to go there. Do you want to go there?
Would I get to buy cool new dice?
Yeah, but no RTD logos on those. Although if you really think about it, the RTD logo really would look good as a 0 on the 10-sided die, meaning a 10. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, that would be cool.
So you know, I guess there's a slight benefit there. But again, I got a lot of PMs. I want to go ahead and respond. I'm just kind of like, you know, it's great that they did it.
But I think it did help these guys out, the Dark Angels.
We'll talk about them next. I haven't had a chance to review through the full FAQ. We're going to conclude the conversation here for Black Templar and start talking about the the Dark Angel FAQ. And
leave your comments below.
Yes, and I would love to know how many people think that, something I would have wanted to see in this FAQ, for instance, would have been that the Space Marines come with frag grenades or reduce the cost of them. Because right now, as a Black Templar player, without frag grenades, I'm paying more per model than a Space Marine player, which just seems silly to me.
I do have a question for you.
Absolutely.
It says on page 39, Black Templar Assault Squad options, change the last sentence to any model may exchange its bolt pistol for a storm shield for 15 points. Can you give a full squad of assault Marines storm shields?
Yes, but here's the thing, okay? If I do that, okay, at most I can only give one a power fist. So you're going to have all these guys with chain swords and storm shields running down the field. For a Tau player, that might seem a little bit scary because that means I might be able to jump towards your heavy-hitting laser guys in the back, But
sorry.
I would argue for pretty much any other codex, the whole thing about, I'll be paying more for that one assault marine than I would for a Terminator. So I'm getting the advantage of it being, very mobile, but I'm also losing the relentless where I'm a Terminator. I got all these crazy cool things. I got a 2+ armor, not 3+ armor, plus a, 5+ invol or 3 if I'm using Storm Shield.
Is it worth giving it to the sergeant or your power fist guy? Because you don't have sergeants.
Yeah, we don't have sergeants. And the truth of the matter is, no, it's not worth giving to the power fist guy. The reason is that your opponent will just simply pick apart your guys until the only guy you have left is your power fist guy, who's going to be attacking initiative 1, and then he'll want to get into assault with you with even a squad of Necrons, because with their initiative 2, there's a good chance eventually I won't roll a 3+.
Yep.
So.
Okay. I was just curious. I don't know your book as well.
I'm just saying, it would have been a nice thing to see the Crusader squads get a little bit less expensive, or if nothing else, the neophytes who are really just meat shields anyways. If they went down from 10 to 9 points, that would have been a huge FAQ, and it still wouldn't have been like game changing. I'm going to be able to play Black Templar against anyone, but it would have definitely put it at par with the Space Marine Codex as opposed to half a step down.
Right. I mean, you'd be no Blood Angel, but
no,
you could rough it with the big boys.
It would give me enough hope that I would have some belief that if I went crazy with my strategy, then I might be able to do something. But like, for instance, my Land Raider Crusader is still more expensive, which is crazy, And that didn't get affected.
What are you going to do?
It's clear that basically GW wanted to put a patch out there, a tiny little Band-Aid to give the Black Templar players a little bit of like, there is no reason for me to be bothered playing, to, okay, well maybe I should try again. It's still not going to be enough because the GW, when they release a new codex, wants you to go run out and buy the codex because there will be these significant changes. I'm not trying to say I have no idea what GW is going to do, but if they were smart, some of the things they would do is make the Crusader squads cheaper across the board. That's just my thought. We're done with Black Templar. Leave your comments in the doobly-doo area below. And the doobly-doo.
I like that. I think that's what would you call it now?
Well, yeah, I really can't. I can't say that I was the first one to say it. I think probably the guys over at Nerd Fighters, DFTPA people, probably came up with it. And if you have no idea what I'm talking about and you enjoy intellectually stimulating conversation, go check them out. They don't really need the help. It's not like they don't have hundreds of thousands of subscribers, but
we could be like, go put it down in the herpaderp.
Yeah, yeah. But again, we're gonna go ahead and cancel this right now. Black Templar out.